Got a different video for you guys today. Buddy Zeke, you guys remember Zeke, right?
Got him!
We're going to take a little road trip with Zeke. I don't want to tell you what for or where we're going yet. I'll let him do that. He went with us on our last road trip to Bob's Cycle Bar and Museum. If you haven't seen it, I'll insert a card somewhere up there. But right now, we're going to pile into the old Subaru STI and head to our destination. I'm also going to have the haslipcycleworks official junior cameraman in tow. So you might catch him. You've seen him in one or two videos. You heard him kind of interrupting me in the bloopers video. That is my son. He is 6 years old, and he is going to tag along. So, all right, let's jump in the car and let's go see what we're doing. All right, Zeke.
Yes.
What is it that we're going to go do?
We are going to go look at a motorcycle, and if I like it, hopefully they'll let me test ride it.
And little backstory on this. Zeke's been kind of eyeballing Ducati Monsters and stuff, kind of that style. And we were talking and we were hanging out in the garage, and I was like, well, have you thought of this bike? And of course the answer was no.
Because I forgot about it.
Yeah. And I guess that probably happens a lot. You know, there's probably a lot of people who don't think of this company when they think of a bike in the line of the Ducati Monster. But when we get there, I'll show you the building. The showroom itself is awesome, and I've been there a few times. And you've been with me, right?
I've been once.
Okay. And the people there are really awesome. So yeah, let's make our way. And as I said before, junior cameraman in the back seat, he's tagging along. So here we go. We are at Indian Motorcycles of Southeastern Virginia, here on Jefferson Avenue in Newport News. Yes, that's right, Indian. If you're thinking about a Ducati Monster, but you don't want to deal with the price or the maintenance, another option that you may have not have thought of, the FTR 1200. Let's go take a closer look, and maybe Zeke will hop on one and take it for a ride.
That comes on this bike is a little bit more comfortable, and the handlebars is a lot taller. Take it for a like that.
while Zeke's out on his test ride, looking around here, they've got all sorts of memorabilia. The showroom just has that industrial kind of throwback feel to it. And whether you're looking for riding apparel, bikes, accessories, service, and they've got everything. They've got helmets, gloves, shirts, hats, stickers. They've even got like peanuts that are branded Indian. There's wall plaques, boots, everything. And there's even a few old Indians here, classic Indians. So what'd you think of the FTR 1200, man?
The bike is definitely torquey, like they say. 1203 cc's. I think it's, what did it say, 127 horse?
124 horse.
Something around that area. Very flickable. Went on an 8-mile ride, I think they said it was, the loop, about 8 miles. Very fun bike. Like I said, very torquey. I never really got on it, really. Test ride, I didn't push the limits too bad.
Yeah, you didn't have any problems in any gears with the power being there, right? Like
No,
it's always there.
The power is always there. If you look up the specs online, it says peak torque is at 6,000 RPMs.
Okay.
I never once looked at the tack once while riding because it's just there.
Yeah. You rode the Rally?
Yes. They had 2 regular 1200s in the showroom and a Rally. They had an S as a demo/rental bike where the other employee rode with me. He rode the S and I rode the Rally.
Yeah, they didn't trust Zeke enough with the bike by himself, so they sent a chaperone from the dealer.
Probably a good thing, actually.
Yeah, probably. He probably would have taken off and called me, hey, meet me 5 miles up the road.
No, I wouldn't.
Just
be that
kidding.
bad.
Just kidding.
Be 20 miles up the road.
But you said if you were to get one, which you probably will now.
We're not saying probably, but it's a good probability of it.
You wouldn't go with the Rally Edition. You'd probably get either the base or the S, because the knobbier tires really just don't suit what you would do, right?
No, but I could always just change the tires out, which that wouldn't be a problem because you'd still get, because the Rally over the Standard, it gives you a taller bar from Pro Taper, from factory.
So the Rally comes with the Pro Taper bars?
Pro Taper bars from factory, which the S, and I don't know if the Standard, but the S has the Pro Taper bars as well. But the Rally, I think they said, is a 2-inch higher bar. So for me, it probably is the more comfortable version of it, but you don't get the LCD readout screen. You get more of an analog.
Yeah, like a standard
Yeah.
analog needle gauge, where
Yes.
the S comes with the touchscreen infotainment center.
With Bluetooth too, I think.
Yeah, it does have Bluetooth.
But I did notice, I think even on the Rally, it has the quick charge USB plug-in, like the S.
Which is nice.
Yes.
And you get Brimbos all the way around
Yes.
on the Rally and on the S. But you get, was it Sachs adjustable suspension
On the S. Yes.
And
The Acra slip-on.
yeah, the Acra. We'll say Acra, but we don't know how to pronounce.
I say Akrapovic, some say Akrapovich. It's
Whatever.
the high dollar Italians
Yeah,
also.
whatever side you're on, from factory. And there's a bunch of other trims too, right? Like there's the Rally, there's the Standard, there's the S. And
I think they make accessory package with labels.
yeah,
Like there's a tracker and the, what else? Rally.
yeah. There's several different option
Yes.
packages you can get with it that change a couple of things, maybe the decals or whatever.
Yeah.
But overall,
I like it a lot. Like we said, it was kind of comparing that to a Monster, which I've not ridden a Monster. And honestly, I may not, because this bike was just a thrill to ride. It just torque you all over through the rev range, no problem at all. And I'm a big boy, I will just say that. But it's fun, it's flickable. Even with the more knobby tires on it, it's still just, you just throw it into a turn and it just goes, and it's very fun to ride.
And
Feels very solid.
And for a 1200, the seating position is actually pretty good. While you're on your test ride, I took a couple pictures when you got on the bike and you were able to flat foot it. and you're 6'1".
6'1" with a 28, 29-inch inseam.
Yeah, and I'm 5'8" with 30-inch inseam, and I was able to flat-foot it as well. Although it's more of a reach for me to get to the bars than for you, it still wasn't uncomfortable. Let's not get it twisted. This is not a Harley
New.
like what you have. You have a
13 Harley Fat Bob.
Okay.
It's a dyno.
So that's a totally different riding position and a bike that fits a different
Yes.
mission. This would be a bike that you just want to get on, rip, and if you're going to get in trouble, you probably get in trouble on this bike.
Yes.
It's a 1200. It's a small bike, 500 pounds.
I think you said wet with fuel was 518 or 527.
So it's not as light as the Ducati. It doesn't make as much power, but it's also several $1,000s cheaper.
Yes.
It's an American-made bike, so if that's your thing, there you go.
Have at it.
Yeah, definitely a contender, right?
Oh, definitely a contender. As far as I'm concerned, I wanted to look at a Monster. Now I may not even worry about a Monster and just go with the FTR because I went in with low expectations and came out with very high praises for the bike.
Well, there you go. So if you're thinking about a Ducati Monster 1200, but it's out of your grasp financially, the Indian FTR 1200 is a very viable option.
Yes.
And yeah. All right, guys. Well, hopefully, if Zeke ever pulls the trigger on it, we can get strapped up with some cameras and we can get a review from him and do like a moto vlog kind of thing.
That'd be sweet.
But until next time, get out there and
Do it.
We're inside Indian Motorcycle of Southeastern Virginia, Newport News. Great group of guys. Show them what they gave you, bud.
I showed them.
He got a Indian Challenge coin. You can't get treated any better than you do here.